Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the third in our video series on operational resilience. I'm Dan Waltham. I'm joined by Chris Moran, Senior Manager in Fourth Line's Consulting Operational Resilience function. You all right, Chris?
Yeah.
Good. This one is really a lead on from the first two videos on reporting and resilience strategy. That's the one. Thank you, Chris. And it's all about resilience culture. So we've been asked this question more and more regularly, certainly since March 2022, and we're expecting to see resilience culture really start to go right up the agenda for resilience professionals over the course of the next year. So the question is, how do we help colleagues to understand the value of our activities and the benefits of being able to self-serve for operational resilience and encourage less reliance on the operational resilience team?
Okay, thanks, Dan. So we're going to start off with understanding the difference really between or operational resilience and maybe some of the more reactive disciplines that colleagues are probably more familiar with in terms of the business continuity and IT disaster recovery. Resilience is really trying to move away from the idea that you wait for something to go wrong and then you fix it. Really wants to be pushing more towards how can we prevent things from going wrong in the first place, which is obviously much better for an organization to avoid failure. So I think it's really it's a key message to put out there to colleagues that resilience is a better way of protecting both the customers, which is the objective of the policy, but also it's better for the firm. It will lead to more consistent operational delivery, and that's going to see a business benefit over and above simply policy compliance. So in order to sort of drive this behavior of looking for problems, it really starts with the board. Fortunately, the policy makes it very clear that the board are responsible for operational resilience, and obviously SMF 24 has the responsibility from an SMCR point of view. So tone from the top is really important, making sure that the board are being very vocal in terms of not only their concern that resilience issues that exist within their business and that it is imperative for those things to be identified and fixed, but also to champion the objectives of the resilience program, like I say, in terms of protecting the business and ensuring that the business is not going to suffer from unexpected disruptions that, as I mentioned in the previous video, could ultimately threaten the business objectives of the firm itself. So that's really important. The advantage of that sort of attitude towards the resilience program is it's going to be much more likely to encourage people within the business to look at how they do their jobs, factor in resilience, and put forward meaningful changes to business process to enhance the resilience of the organization, whether that takes simply an investment of time or whether it involves an investment of capital. There are always ways that things can be improved, and I think with that view of doing it better or providing a better service to customers, I think is a really good message to bring stakeholders on board. I think talking to sort of the second part of the question around, well, how can we reduce the dependency on an operational resilience team? I think the sheer scale of the operational resilience program and how many different areas of the organization are touched upon by the thematic risk that is resilience, it's impossible basically for a team to make the organization resilient in isolation. This is lots of eyes on the problem. There's lots of hands making light work to reuse too many cliches, but you've got to get everybody sort of pushing in the same direction in order to make this resilience culture work. And there's two real ways to do that. First is obviously, I said we've talked about the tone from the top, but then creating a feedback loop through reporting and governance. So actually making it clear that the behaviors that you're looking for, in the organization are going to be tracked, they're going to be monitored, it's going to make its way back up to the board. And obviously what the board want to see is the business benefit of the program. They want to see things improving. And obviously they're going to ask questions if it doesn't. It's a bit of a stick, but we know, from a lot of the things that we do, if nobody's asking for it, if nobody's looking for information, it kind of gets sidelined, and resilience can't be done side of desk. It's, like I say, it's too big of a challenge.
Right, thank you. And then second point, so it's making it everyone's job. How on earth do we do that?
Well, the easiest way to do it really is to build it into performance measures. So actually making it very explicit that there is an expectation that managing resilience risk, just as managing other risks, is everybody's responsibility. So either through explicit measures within your performance of staff, or potentially through value statements that talk to enhancing the resilience of the firm in order to protect customers, so that employees who demonstrate those behaviours can obviously be rewarded for doing their job better, and that obviously would encourage everybody to take it seriously.
Right, thank you very much. And here we're starting to touch on the concept of resilience by design, and really that's when you're starting to make significant progress with resilience. So watch out for a physical event and a couple of online events that Chris and I will run on resilience by design over the next 6-8 weeks. All right, Chris, thanks again for your contribution, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.